Today we're going to talk about the bridge. We already have this partially apart already, but I wanted to go over this with you and kind of give you a little bit of a descriptor and a look to see, why you would go through and change a bridge, what benefits you're going to get. A lot of people talk about how getting a new bridge is going to make your tone better, and it's going to change, your sound for a positive effect. And there seems to be a lot of myth about it. I don't know if it's just an understanding or if it's more of a, you know, just choosing to believe something from bad doctrine, if you want to call it that. But so more often than not, when you get a less expensive guitar, one of the places they cut corners is with getting a less expensive bridge piece. And the way they take care of this is between the two pieces, they'll use a less expensive material, but they'll also use like a cast. Okay, and the cast piece is going to be not quite as efficient, not as quite as well made. Whereas if you get something like this right here is actually a Tone Pros bridge that I invested in. The reason why we went to Tone Pros is because it's going to be a milled piece. So this was one piece of aluminum or steel that was basically milled out and cut out of a piece versus a cast where they go and they take the basically a mold and pour the liquid metal in until it hardens. And that's one of the huge differences that you'll get out of something in respect to a Squier or versus a Mexican made Fender or an import less expensive ESP LTD like what we have today, and versus getting like 1000 series or a Schecter Hellraiser where they're gonna put actually a Tone Pros on the bridge right from the factory. But the benefits aren't necessarily better tone, it's more efficient tone. Having a milled piece is going to give you a more solid construction in the unit itself, and it's going to transfer the energy from the strings more efficiently to the rest of the body. It's not necessarily going to make it sound magical, and that's something you'll see online with a lot of people. And Strats are my favorite because you'll see someone upgrade the saddles and the bridge in their Strat, and then they say, well, it doesn't sound as quacky and as stratty anymore. Because it was the inefficiency of the original 6-screw saddles or 6-screw bridge with the 6 saddles that would give you that tone. That piece that was missing was what made it so iconic. It wasn't because it was so efficient, it was because it was inefficient. So when you put something in there, like if I really wanted to spend the money, a Callahan bridge or something, really up there as far as price goes, you'll see the difference. You'll get something different, you'll get something more efficient, but you may or may not want that. So this isn't necessarily a change that is always a welcome change. Sometimes you get it and it's everything sounds really crisp, but you might lose some of the colors that you got. Kind of like how we like guitar speakers because of their inefficiency. We don't pick guitar speakers because they're so flat. We pick them because of where they have their inefficiencies that give them their character. So the cool part about this is you can kind of go as crazy as you want with it, but with the bridge itself, one thing I'm going to do for the efficiency of everything, making sure that these line up, is I'm actually going to put the studs for the Tone Pros in here. Because I got the metric, they line up perfectly, but this is made out of a much more denser, high quality material, and it is indeed a milled piece. Which, like I said, you have one solid unit that was a block that you cut out. The piece that you're looking for, you're going to get a heavier piece. Like the weight between these two is completely different. And you'll notice even just the little things about it, like, up here in the cutting of it, and then the teeth here. You got a lot more meat, you got a lot more precision in this. And that is what I'm going for in this particular situation. This is an example of a time where I don't necessarily want the inefficiency to come through. I want to be more crisp. I want to have more snap, and these pieces are going to do it. And then the other part with the Tone Pros, as we talk about the contact and the transfer of the sound, you've got the milled pieces and the milled pieces, and they're going to make a huge difference. But there's also in the Tone Pros here, you'll see there's a little Allen key. So this is actually going to lock directly onto this bridge, and so when I take off the strings, it's never going to fly off again. It'll actually lock on once I set this up, and I set the height, and it will always stay put. But that extra lock is actually going to create a better contact, because you're not going to have this in between the pole pieces and the saddles. It's going to be locked solid, and you're going to have a direct contact, just like having a bolt-on neck. You have a direct contact wood to wood that's bolted together, versus having a set neck where you have some glue in the middle that kind of changes the ability to transfer the sound. So which again changes the transfer of the sound. It may be something you want, it may be something you don't want. It's really a characteristic and a color that you're looking for. But that's why with this guy, I want it to be efficient, I want it to be locked in, and I want to get more of that snap and increase the sustain and get a better transfer. So, and there you go. It's that simple. Just make sure you order right, and you know that you're in a metric or an American SAE body for whatever type of guitar you're getting, and that's what you should be looking for to get a change. If you're looking to stay with something that is going to be less efficient, or you're looking to get more of a particular sound, then you might not necessarily be looking for the better material or the more expensive material. You might be looking for the cheaper version. But that's going to change depending on what you're looking to get out of your guitar. So, all right, till next time, and the next part of this project, I'll subscribe to greatness, and we'll see you soon.